Hello world, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today I wanted to do a bright and fun reading about maybe hyping you up. Let me be your hype man here. Let me be your wingman, letting you know how great you are. The compliments that you need to hear that you don't hear, that people are thinking about you, that maybe they're too afraid to tell you, or they just don't know, they can't quite process these things about other people. Like they just don't know how to tell you these things. That is the intent of the reading today. This is a pick a card reading, and it means that you get to use your intuition to pick the card number or object, and I'll be placing objects here in a moment, that resonates with you. Then in the description down below, I have the timestamps. You click on that timestamps, it takes you to your reading, and then I will use my intuition to read the cards for you. I'm going to place objects now. So for group number 1, this is the Mons Tarot. And what goes with the Mons Tarot is this Rhodonite egg. For group number 2, this is the Reverie Tarot, and what goes with the Reverie Tarot today is an orange calcite egg. And group number 3, we're not going to do an egg. I bet you thought we were. This is the Tarot of the Divine, and then what goes with it is Hematoid quartz. So it's quartz crystal with this striking red going through it. If you're still not sure which group is for you, that is okay. I always do a breathing exercise, usually I do. And I'm just gonna take a seat here. We're gonna close our eyes. We're gonna take a deep breath in and release. We're gonna release any tension. We're going to set the intention that you will get the messages you need to hear right now. Go ahead and take another deep breath in and release, and open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that is the group for you. Thanks so much, and I will see you at your reading. Hey group 1, this is the Rhodonite. And then this is the Mons Tarot deck. And let's get some information. Like, what are compliments? People thinking about you that they're just not telling you. And maybe you wouldn't believe them if they did. And the reason I say that is because we've got a lot of really beautiful cards here. My camera was not focusing on the cards for a minute. I think you need to hear these compliments. You may actually be hearing these compliments, and for some reason you're just not believing what people are saying. You don't trust them for some reason. Maybe there's a disconnect. Maybe you don't fully trust the person that's telling you these things, or you're just not believing that about yourself for some reason. Hopefully you can believe me and we'll get through this. We get the King of Pentacles, we get the Queen of Pentacles, and then we get the Three of Swords, and they're all in reversed. The reason that I'm saying is maybe you are actually hearing these messages and they're not resonating, or they're very, very subtle, is because all of these cards came out in reverse. And to me, that tells me that you have like a blocked energy, or an energy of not believing them. I feel like the Three of Swords kind of tells us that there's some overthinking going on. Maybe you don't feel like you're being your authentic self, and you just don't believe it when people tell you nice things about yourself. So let me be your hype man here, and we'll get through that. You might be masking your feelings a little bit, and you could also have heard some really nice things about yourself from somebody who betrayed you. So that would make sense. And I want to tell you that just because someone, someone else is human and they betrayed you and they broke your heart and they hurt you, it doesn't mean that that the beautiful things that they said about you was any less valid. Okay, because there are some really, really beautiful things here. We have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Very much about, the Queen of Pentacles is very much about forward facing towards your family, loving the people around you, gathering up and putting together, like being very thoughtful. Also thoughtful with the people around you at work as well. I think you really excel at work. I think you're an amazing person. You could own your own business. If you are working for somebody else, I feel like they see that and value you, because I feel like the job that you do, you really put yourself in the shoes of really kind of everyone around you, but the shoes of the person who owns the business, and you make decisions based on, if this was my business, what would I do? You make decisions based on other people's feelings. And I think that you expect that of other people, and really anything that is kind of, I'm grabbing another deck here. I feel like you put out this energy and you work really hard to do that, to be that forward-facing person where you are taking other people into account. The drawback of that is sometimes you attract some very needy people who take from you, and you're not getting that reciprocal energy back. And you're a very strong person, but I feel like at times you don't feel like you're as strong as you are, just because you have that, where people take advantage of you. Let's get an ephemerators here. We're gonna just pull out a bunch of cards, give us some more information about where this is going. There's a lot of things that want to pop out. I'm just telling you that right now, but I want something definitive. Like this connection. Yeah, like I said, you're forward facing towards other people. I feel like even if you aren't the manager, you're somebody who other people go to because you're a natural leader. Connection, I'm connected to the multitude, and I can assess their support or access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me and or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. So this connection with others, I think that that is something that is a strength of yours. I think that you are often the person who makes people feel better about yourself. And since that's a strength, it kind of almost becomes a weakness in other people around you, that they're not giving you that feedback, or they're not telling you the things that you would tell other people. So, I mean, that's unfortunate, because you should hear these beautiful things that people are thinking about yourself. I'm wondering if it's in some way you might be a little intimidating. I think that, you know, you fill this role of someone who is so nurturing and caring for others that other people around you may not try to fill that role. Or like I said, you attract people who really need you instead of attracting people who you need. And because you don't even think of it in terms of the way that I just said that. You just think of it in terms of, oh, this person needs me and I have a lot to give. But sometimes that leaves us feeling empty. I'm just going to pull another kind of like archetype card, attribute card. What is so great? What compliments does our person number one need to hear? And again, there's a lot of things that really want to come out, but I want to take the really, because I feel like you fill a lot of shoes, and you're able to fill a lot of shoes. Prophet, take on the day with divinity, be a seer, use your influence well, feel all of the humanness and spirituality you have in you. I feel like also you might, like this broken heart, might not even be your broken heart. I feel like you might take on, you know, you're that shoulder to cry on. You're that person who is very solid and who's always there for other people. So you might just pick up others' sadness. And that's kind of hard, especially when you're not aware of that, especially when you are not aware of being an empath. But even empaths who know that they're empaths, pull that in or take that in and don't even think twice about it. So some of the sadness may not even be yours, just because like this divinity, this spirituality, and the humanness, I feel like you're definitely here for the human experience, and very, very practical, very grounded, very approachable person. I'm just saying, like, sometimes the negative of that is that the people who need you find you. So be aware of that they may not always be capable of telling you the beautiful things about yourself that you need to hear. Ooh, chamomile. Chamomile is so comforting, and new moon. So I love this deck because it's got a lot of different aspects to it, a lot of different things that come in. So chamomile is a flower, but you know, you may be familiar with it. Chamomile tea is very comforting. And then new moon, I think you offer like a place for people to offload their negativity, their emotions. We just need to drain that. We need to get grounded so that it doesn't affect you, so that it doesn't stunt your growth, so that you see the beauty around you and that is you that other people are seeing. Chamomile is a symbol of protection and shelter. Even if the world around you feels hectic and chaotic, it says that you'll be okay. So, but I feel like this is what embodies you, that you are humble but strong, and you have perseverance, and people aren't afraid to approach you with their problems because they see you as somebody who is so strong. However, again, back to that humanness, we are still human, and the new moon is just, the new moon is a time when there's no moon in the sky, like it's completely black in the sky. So it is a new beginning though. So, and I feel like we're talking and discussing and talking this stuff out so that it can help you to kind of shed the sadness that people bring you, so that you can stand in your power over here, because we've got like a lot of really beautiful and really powerful cards, and so that you're not afraid to connect with others, because sometimes, especially if you're empathic and you pull in this negative energy from other people, I think you can be proud that that person can move on and be a happier, healthier version of themselves, but it leaves kind of an icky negative effect on you sometimes, and that's what the new moon is talking about. The new moon here can be like a feeling of emptiness and sadness, isolation. I want you to know that you are not alone, and in fact, there are a lot of people who are out there for you. I think that, you know, understanding this and understanding your strengths here can help you to release the negativity that comes your way, and then also set that intention out there that you can find maybe some like-minded people like you, because that helps to build your strength and your inner core. And I hope that we can, you know, set that intention so that you are projecting not only to find people, because I think you do like helping others, but sometimes you're the one who needs some help. And put that intention out there in the world so that you can find somebody who maybe you can connect with. Like, it can be very cyclical, that as you're giving and they're receiving, and then they can give and you can receive, that it's more like a spiral upward than a spiral downward effect. And then that helps you to really help and deal with the people who need you, because I feel like that's something that you really like. It's just sometimes you kind of want to hide in your house away from it, because it does leave this like icky feeling. But again, I feel like that this reading and these compliments that we're talking about can help you to shed that, so you can go back and be the wonderful, beautiful light in the world. Like, all of these cards here is just like, but this is what you're attracting, and that's why you're not hearing these compliments from these other people. They may not even know, or they may not even be capable of giving them to you, but because of how beautiful and wonderful you are, that's usually okay. It's just kind of like hitting a tipping point at this moment. So thank you so much, Group 1, for being here. I love you. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 2. This is the orange calcite, and then this is, what is this? This is the Reverie Tarot. So a very fun and bright and vibrant deck, and so is the orange calcite. And let's see what we get. Ooh, okay, so let's just put this over here. We get the Emperor reversed, we get the 8 of Swords reversed, and then we have the 5 of Swords here. You might be somebody who thrives on competition, who does really well in competitions. I kind of feel like if anything's going to hold you back, it's going to be yourself. And maybe sometimes you get down on yourself a little bit, and maybe that's why you're here. This kind of had a little bit of the same vibe in Group number 1, where it's like, hey, you're really beautiful and wonderful. And I can see why you need this reading, because it doesn't feel like there's anybody telling you these things. I think you are definitely, you seem very fierce. Like I said, that competition, that fierce competition, very competitive person. I think you see competition as like it's a motivator for you. You may not be hearing these compliments because I think that maybe the people who would normally pay them to you are competing against you, or and I feel like, you know, like a winner, like somebody who goes into a situation and wins. And I feel like you have a lot of ideas that strike you, and you're someone who's able to, and this is kind of rare, have like a flow of ideas. That's with the swords here. Have this intellect. I think you're very smart, and then you also follow through on it. There is something blocking that energy, that follow through right now, and it might be because the people, maybe you don't have to always be in competition with everything. I feel like a very masculine energy here. It doesn't mean that if you're female, but you know what I mean, as far as, well, I'll tell you what I mean. As far as somebody who, like, maybe you view everything as a competition, like you sit down to a romantic dinner, it's like, I out-ordered you, I ordered the best meal on the menu kind of thing. So sometimes that can rub people the wrong way. They might want to feel like they're more of your partner rather than your competitor, and you probably think that they're your partner, and it's kind of like a fun way, a competitive way to get through life. But you might have to explain that a little bit if you're feeling misunderstood, because I feel like there might be a little bit of misunderstood energy here, that people don't get you. I think that you think a little bit differently than others do. So you might be getting some blowback from that. And actually, if you think about history, people who think differently than others, a lot of times, oh, there's two here. A lot of times they, you know, they get a lot of pushback from others. But we absolutely need those free thinkers. If you think of like Steve Jobs or Wozniak, the two people who created Apple, people thought they were crazy, and then they were really genius. No need to do. I'm exactly where I need to be, exactly when I need to be. There's nothing more I need to do. I mean, yes, there will always be laundry and taxes, but in terms of life's path, I don't need to do anything because I'm already here. Take a deep breath, relax, and trust, and then do laundry. So you might be like an A-type personality, and this is, you know, I'm getting compliments here for you, yes, but of course, you know, guides and spirits are coming through and they just want to tell you to maybe relax a little bit. Again, kind of like, yes, you're a winner and you're going to go out and win things, but you can calm down a little bit on that and just relax and understand that you are where you need to be. Gratitude. Today I am grateful for all the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things I can at least be a little grateful for, like hot showers and music and the fact that humans invented the internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to, using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment. So, you know, big picture, I think you're good with the big picture. I think you're amazing with the big picture. I said you had like this great intellect, things come into you, ideas come into you. You know, you're an innovative, out of the box kind of thinker, and an idea strikes and then you are able to complete that. But it might be the little things that you can look at a little bit more and appreciate, and gratitude. And I think really maybe the gratitude for the people around you, just out there, just take that with a grain of salt, take that if it resonates. And we're going to get a seer. Take on the day with real insight. Look at this. That insight, that intellect that I was talking about. Be a guardian. Use your intuition well. Feel all of the divinity and unifying strength you have in you. You know what? I think also that you are kind of, you know, I said you're a winner, you're somebody who's like a go-getter, who is very intelligent, out-of-the-box thinker. I think a lot of times when you're in competition with somebody, or you see a situation of competition and you have like, you see it as like as friendly, like jarring back and forth, the person, they may not feel like they're on the same level as you are. And it would maybe benefit you to throw out compliments first. That might not be why you're getting compliments. That might be like, you probably like throw out these little jabs to people, and you see it as something that's friendly, and it's not, you know, so it just, you might want to give compliments to receive them. Divinity, unifying strength. Yeah, I feel like you're a very strong person, a very strong-willed person. Let's get two more cards. What compliments can we give our group number 2? We'll see what that is in a second. Ooh, Persephone. Persephone, queen of the underworld. Oh, dragon, yeah. I was gonna say, like, these are some very powerful energies here. The dragon represents determination and will, and whatever you have in your sights, you go for it. So this is just confirming what we were talking about here. That go-getter, that winning spirit, that determination, you're a very determined person. If you fail, try again. If you're thinking about giving up, don't. Hang in there. I don't need to tell you that. I think you already know that. Sometimes I think you just, I do think that sometimes you do get beat down a little bit just because people don't understand you always. And that might be because you've got a lot of complexity to you. That's what I would think or see with Persephone, because remember, she is the goddess of spring, but also the queen of the underworld. She represents duality of darkness and light, and be sure to listen to the dark side while you're allowing the light side to shine even brighter. This is a duality to everything, and without one side, the other can't possibly grow. I feel like the people around you may only be seeing the one side of you. You may not be open and vulnerable. I feel like kind of this competitive, this dragon nature, this like go-getter nature that you have, that a lot of times it might be a little bit of a turnoff because you're not allowing your vulnerability to show to other people. And I think you have you've got this full, well-rounded package, and you may hide portions of yourself from others, maybe because you consider it a weakness, and you shouldn't. It's actually a strength. So hopefully we can start turning that around a little bit, and that you giving compliment. I think you giving a compliment to another person would be very, very powerful, just because the way that you carry yourself, and other people, they would be like, what? Really? You think that about me? I think you'll get that a lot. So that's what I have for you, group 2. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. This is Hematoid Quartz. And then this is the Tarot of the Divine. I think I'm putting them this way. Let's get some messages. Let's talk about some compliments that you're not hearing, or maybe people are too afraid to tell you. What are some compliments? How can we hype up our group number 3 here? 4 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Ooh. And the Sun. And the Sun. Look at that. 4 of Wands, 4 of Swords, and the Sun. All right, let's address the elephant in the room, or the wolf, actually, because that card looks intimidating, but it kind of, well, yes, the beast on it is very intimidating. This is Fenrir. He's from Norse mythology, and this is he supposed to be a wolf? I think he's a wolf. Anyway, the Norse gods know that yes, he's a wolf, that he represents the end of the world. So they went ahead and tied him up so they get a break from him. And the 4 of Swords is traditionally about taking a break, taking a rest, meditation. So even though it's like pretty intimidating to get this tied up wolf here, the meaning of the card is about sanctuary and meditation and counseling. And as it relates to you, you have 2 4s here and the Sun. I feel like you're a very warm, bright person. I think people would like you're somebody who walks into the room and people feel like they know you. You probably to random places, and random people come and talk to you and start telling you their life story. Or yeah, you're somebody who might just people feel connected to right away. Sometimes it's craziness, because you are somebody who is very trustworthy, and people are not, like, they don't hold back on that craziness that they want to tell you, because you feel so like at home. You feel like home for other people, and you feel like very secure. And that's what the fours are. The fours, if you think about it, the number 4, it represents stability. A chair has 4. I'm like pointing to my chair here, you can't see it. A chair has 4 legs, and that is stability. So you come across, and maybe you feel maybe a little bit chaos inside. Maybe you understand that I kind of see like a duck floating through water, and when you like picture a duck as they are gliding through water, and it's just so beautiful and serene and easy, but underneath the surface, like, there's a lot of wheels turning, there's a lot of things happening. So even though you project this comfort and joy for other people, underneath the surface, I think there's a little bit of anxiety, and that might be why you need to hear these messages, and you need to see maybe yourself through the eyes of others. This is the 4 of Wands. I forget exactly what all of these are myths and legends from around the world. This card comes from India, I believe, but I forget the myth associated with it. But the 4 of Wands, I mean, this is a wedding. This is joy. This is family. This is connection. That's why I'm saying, like, people see you as somebody who they've known for a really long time, even if they've just met you. And I feel like your family really loves you and is proud of you too, and they maybe don't say it. I think a lot of times if you're not hearing that, if people aren't telling you that, it's because it's something that they think that you already know, even if you don't know it. And then the Sun card, like, this is the most beautiful card really in tarot. It is about illumination. This is the sun god Ra from Egypt, and it is just beautiful and warm and loving. And I feel like, again, you walk into a room and you light it up. People may not tell you that, and that's why you're here, but that's true. Like, I think you have a beautiful smile. And then friendliness, look at this. Yeah, friendliness, people, that beautiful smile. Look at that, I was saying, I think you have a beautiful smile, and this popped up, and it says, whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today, I will remember what an awesome power I hold, and I'll take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. In a pinch, money will work as well. But yeah, I think that you need to remember that about yourself, that, I mean, it's almost like, if you've ever seen Men in Black, I know that's an older movie. When was that out? Like the 90s? It's a good one though. And the princess at the end, and she said, well, everybody feels sad when it rains. And they're like, no, it rains because you're sad, princess. And that's kind of like, you have the ability and you have the power to really uplift the people around you with your smile. Also, when this said, what a cool way to buy happiness for free, I feel like there's a lot of things, like, you appreciate the simple, free, easy, beautiful things in life, and there may be some simplicity around, like, it's just very simple and clean and pure is what I'm getting here as well. Let's get another archetype card here. Very gentle energy that I'm coming, that, you know, just very gentle and beautiful, yet very strong. Hero archetype. Take on the day with real goals. Be an example. I feel like you are an example. I feel like people see you and you stand out. you're approachable, but you just bring joy where you go if you want to. If you want to bring joy, you can bring joy. And maybe just inadvertently, like just because you're happy, like you uplift other people around you. Use your conviction well. Feel all of the courage and nobility you have in you. So going back to conviction, I feel like, you know, especially when we've got the 4s here, like you do have a great sense about right and wrong. I think that you're somebody who would stand up for others and fight for others. And yeah, that's a beautiful quality. That is something worth complimenting you over. Ooh. Tongue. Your voice is very powerful. What you say, and well, tongue and throat. That's interesting because the throat chakra is connected to your voice. So absolutely, what you say carries weight. You are somebody who other people admire. And I think because it might get you in trouble. I'm not sure, you know, you might not have a filter there. You might just say some things, but I think you would be, you know what, it's interesting. The 4s also are related to manifesting. And I think you have the ability to speak things into existence. You may not take me seriously when I say that, because it almost seems like magical, like too good to be true. But I think that you can seriously manifest things. Going back to what I was saying, like I was being shown that picture from the movie Men in Black. You don't even know your own power. You don't even know your own strength. Like, yeah, it's sad. People around you are sad because you're sad. So be aware of the strength that you have. Be aware that your voice carries weight, that when you say something, that people see the authenticity in it and they really pay attention. That your smile means a lot. The things you do and say mean a lot, especially what you say and how you present it. And when you are in joy, the people around you are in joy too. I feel like you're a very fun person to know. I would love to have you around me. I think our group number 1 could use you. So if you have a friend who picked group number 1, group number 1 needs a friend like you, group number 3. I'm just going to say that right now. So that's what I have for you, group number 3. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thanks so much for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next reading.